the big fight clearly this last weekend was Volkanovski versus Lopes. That was the fight I really wanted to see, because I really wanted to see if Volkanovski could pull it off. All-time great featherweight champion, one of the...
Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier believe Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria is one of the most dangerous matchups the UFC can make right now, a fight that could instantly shake the lightweight division. With Topuria stepping away briefly for personal reasons and Gaethje surging after dismantling Paddy Pimblett, the timing suddenly feels real. Gaethje brings non-stop pressure, violence, and elite experience, while Topuria offers calm, surgical striking, knockout power, and control under fire. If Topuria returns to reclaim his belt, this wouldn't just be a title fight. It would be a collision of styles where one mistake could end everything, and the division may never look the same again.
Good job for Volk. Like I said before, when you're fighting Volk, you're fighting his body, obviously, but his IQ is so high. Go out on top, baby. Go out on top. Go out on top.
I made it clear. Whoever's next is next. Whoever deserves it.
Wow. I thought he's going to call quits. Good for him. You go, old man Volk. The first round, Alex Volkanovski did shoot on Diego Lopes. When they both went back to the corner, the one thing that Diego Lopes said was that I have to respect this takedown. So boom, right there, Alex Volkanovski was beating him up on the feet, turning him, staying ahead of him. But then what does he do? He shoots a takedown just to throw it in his mind. Even though Alex Volkanovski did not succeed with that takedown, he put that check mark in Diego Lopes' mind that I have to respect the takedown. Once again, I felt this fight was too soon for Diego Lopes. He lost twice to the champion.
Volk look good, bro. Volk look good. He's just scary when he gets hit, you know? That's the only thing. What is that, the third round when he got hurt? It's kind of scary, but figuring it out, pushing through, bro. It's all love to him.
Oh, yeah! Let's go. Let's go. Squeeze, pop up. Oh, fuck it. Damn it. Go for it. Hey, jump the ghillie. You gotta jump the ghillie. Oh, yeah. Oh! Popped him. Fuck. Yes. That's it. On top. Again, yes. Reshoot. So I'm saying, like, Volk should finish him, but this guy's tough, man. Volk's gonna keep cracking him. Single. Nah. Volk knows the way. Volk knows the way. He's good. Yeah. He's good. Front to back. Exhibit. Front to back. Death jam. Front to back. Hit him with the front to back. Exhibit. Yes. Clean.
Rogan and DC agree that Gaethje versus Topuria would be pure violence because their styles are built to collide, not cancel out. Gaethje is chaos by design, a pressure monster who thrives in ugly exchanges, willingly eating shots to land harder leg kicks, hooks, and attritional damage that breaks opponents over time. Topuria is the opposite on the surface, calm, surgical, and precise, but just as dangerous, relying on timing, positioning, and brutal accuracy rather than volume. Where it gets scary is that Gaethje's willingness to brawl creates openings, and Topuria only needs one clean moment to end a fight. One thrives in madness, the other punishes it, and that's why Rogan and DC see this matchup as explosive from the first exchange to the last.
But it's like bitter because I picked Lopes and I was wrong again in main events so far this year. But I thought this was a shit fight. Volk did his thing though on the outside that he normally does with his jab and his inside low kick and his movement, and waits for you to commit and then he cracks you with his rear hand. And you know, he had a few moments throughout the fight where he would land that type of thing, and he was trying to muscle Diego around in some moments, but that's some way that Diego improved on. I thought he was less able to be just pinned against the cage in over-unders by Volk, and he kept distance a little bit better. But I did think this was a really close fight. I really did think this was a close fight. And at the end of the fight, when the decision was being called, I was like, let's see. You know, let's see who this goes to. Maybe I'm so off that it's unreal. But yeah, I thought Volk had a pretty good performance. The end of the fight is obviously very good for him. Sitting on the face of Diego Lopes at the very end of things. Lopes, I think, broke his foot in the 5th round. He threw a body kick on Volk and took a really funny step afterwards, which obviously isn't the best. But he tried for an armbar here, but Volk reversed it. So Volk definitely cleared the 5th round with a dominant 5th. And got dominant position and landed all the better shots. But I thought the first 4 rounds were very close. I'll be honest with you. And I don't think this was domination. But I feel like I'm just being rage baited to like counter points that I shouldn't even have to counter. Like, this was a close fight and Volk crafted his way through it. And picked the right shots and the right openings and had good moments at the end of the rounds, like at round 2 or round 1. Sorry, he ended the round just kind of pushing Diego up against the cage, which was like a good moment for him. And he landed a couple low kicks, I guess, and some jabs that like hit Diego Lopes on the forehead. So that was crazy. I don't know how this got fight of the night. This was a boring shit fight for 4 straight rounds. And the 5th, it got a bit of fun at the end. But I thought this was a boring shit fight.
Last week, I had a feeling that regardless of the result in Sydney, at 37 years of age, after achieving everything there is to achieve in the game and guaranteeing himself a place in the Hall of Fame, I thought that Alexander Volkanovski might just call time in front of his home people. What was I thinking? We are not dealing with a normal human being. The man's like the Benjamin Button of MMA. He's getting better. He's adding more chapters to this magnificent story. The greatest featherweight of all time. And it's an absolute joy to watch him. And from a purely selfish point of view, I want him to fight.
DC and Rogan broke it down as a true collision of mindsets. Gator's controlled recklessness versus Topuria's cold composure. Against most fighters, Gator's pressure is overwhelming. But against Ilya, that chaos could be exactly what gets punished. Because Topuria doesn't chase exchanges. He waits for mistakes, stays calm under fire, and counters with fight-ending precision. DC stressed that when opponents rush Ilya, they don't get second chances. Rogan countered by pointing to Gator's durability, experience in brutal 5-round wars, and his ability to keep coming even after absorbing damage, something Ilya hasn't faced yet. Gator doesn't need a perfect fight, just one moment where things turn ugly. And that's why this matchup is terrifying for both men. One thrives in chaos, the other ends chaos instantly.
This fight and the first fight, how did it play out differently, and were you surprised at anything that happened in there tonight?
I guess not surprised. He did. We obviously the first fight, like I can get technical, I guess. Won't be facing him anytime soon, but like obviously I turned as you will see as I was circling, went to do that, and he learned to cut off straight away. But again, everyone's just like, oh yeah, he's got to learn to cut off. I said, okay, well, I'll just go the other way. You know what I mean? Or I'll do something else. So he ended up struggling a little bit going the other way. I did want to grapple more. I thought I could have, grabbed the hold of him. He felt pretty strong. I'm like, oh, okay, won't bother. Jumped the gilly for a bit of a laugh. Didn't work, but, it was all good though. Yeah, like he's tough, man. He's tough, strong. If anything surprised me, it's probably strength. He seemed stronger this camp.
So I was going to ask you about that, because it seemed like some of those shots you got him really deep, and he was able to sort of shrug you off much easier than I thought. Not easier, but much better than I thought he was going to be able to. Was that the entire game plan, was to grapple and take him down and maybe land some ground and pound, or was it just you were going to find it out in the moment?
I mean, we were going to find it out. Obviously, we wanted to take it down, and the idea was the main focus, take minimal damage. You know what I mean? 37-year-old man, I don't need to be taking damage. The first fight that we had, I was in a lot of pain. I wanted to have a quick turnaround. I couldn't, because there's a lot of things, that I had to recover from in that fight. So it's all good. It was mate, just to go out there and do what I did, was, again, at this age, 37 years old, just to win, right, is an awesome feeling. And then to do it here in Sydney, not only that, to defend your belt at 37 here in Sydney.
If Topuria controls range, lands clean counters, and mixes in grappling, he can finish Gator early. But if Gator drags him into deep waters, chops the legs, and forces a pace Ilya's never felt, the fight completely flips. With Topuria returning to reclaim a belt he feels was never truly lost, the emotion and pressure only make Gator more dangerous, because he thrives when fights turn ugly. DC and Rogan both agree this is a no-margin matchup, no safe rounds, no judges, no slow burn. Just two elite killers where a mistake gets punished immediately. And if it happens, it won't be remembered for technique, only violence.